Welcome back, Flipboard Fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I have another amazing guest. I want to welcome Mr. Douglas Little. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, William. It's great to be here, and thanks for inviting us. We're always happy to speak to people about our technology.
Yes. And speaking of technology, we had a couple of hiccups, and we're not going to have any more. Introduce our listener audience to you, sir.
Yeah. We were on a little bit earlier, and William's power went out, everybody. We had a lot of fun there. I think I spoke for about 2 minutes, and then William just disappeared. I don't know where he went. But anyhow, my name's Doug Little. I've been working at Wacom for about 18 years. I'm the head of PR for Wacom, and it's a real great honor to work for Wacom and deal with so many creative people. And we love making the world a more creative place. That's what we do. So thanks, William.
Gotcha. So Wacom has, again, I like to stress that A being from Texas, that I called it Wacom, but it's actually Wacom. You had a good little story in the beginning. Tell us that story again about the name of Wacom.
Yeah, Wacom comes from the Japanese word wa for harmony, and then com is a shortcut for computer. So harmony between humans and technology, that's our mantra. And that's what we've been doing for years and years, creating products that bring harmony to people who are in creative disciplines.
Gotcha. And traditionally, education wasn't considered a creative discipline, and now creativity is being infused in. How long has Wacom been incorporated into education?
Wacom has been around since 1983, so we were founded in Tokyo in 1983, and initially our products were used in CAD and things like that, and then as products like Mac Paint and Fractal Design came out in the early 90s, our tool was used for creative input, things like illustration, animation, photo editing, game development, industrial design. And as the years passed, everybody realized that, hey, this is a great tool to teach people as well. And our products have been in some of the major specialty schools since 20, 30 years ago. Schools like SCAD, RISD, the Vancouver Film School in Canada, just tons and tons of specialty schools. And as time has passed as well, our products have become popular in high schools and elementary schools also. And certainly during the pandemic, these last 2 years, our technology has been recognized for what it can do in remote learning and kids working from home, things like that. We've seen a huge increase in our products availability.
Gotcha. And I'm glad you mentioned that. So now this next school year, everybody should be returning to school. And so there's some really skills that were developed in the pandemic for teachers teaching remotely and just looking at new ways to teach their classroom. What products can support that new way of teaching in elementary or high school or middle school classrooms?
Sure, we have a lot of products that can do that. So virtually all of our products can, but the focus for elementary schools and high schools are some of our kind of entry-level products, if you will. So the one by Wacom, which is a very inexpensive opaque tablet that can connect to any Mac, PC, or Chromebook, is a great little device for school. Our Intuos product as well, specifically the Intuos Small, is a nice little size tablet. It's about a 4x6 tablet that also can connect to any computer, and you're just off and running right away. And then we have the Wacom One, which is our interactive pen display or creative pen display, however you want to put it. And that's one of our devices where you're drawing directly on screen. So it's a little more intuitive. There's a little bit less cerebral gymnastics going on than some of our other products. It's fun to use. And all of those three products that I just mentioned, so the one by Wacom, the Intuos, and the Wacom One, are all certified by Google. So they have the Works with Chromebook certification from Google. And what that does is it allows administrators, IT professionals at schools to know that they've got a device that's totally compatible with the Chromebooks in the schools. And since Chromebooks don't have a driver, it's super important to have that certification so that they know the products will work and they'll be around for years.
During the pandemic, the teachers had to use those, but now that when students are coming back to schools, they're trying to put those types of devices in students' hands. How durable are those for younger students or for for middle school or high school students?
Yeah, super durable. The cool thing about Wacom is our products are amazingly durable. They'll last for years and years, and they can put up with a pretty good beating. Even our pens, they'll last for years. I personally have tablets that I've had for well over 15 years, and yeah, they last. And that's a big benefit to Wacom. We've been around for a long time, and we understand how to build a quality product.
Gotcha. Why is it important for your input devices to be in the hands of students in an educational?
It's very important because there's lots of reasons for that. First of all, our products are very easy to use. They're very simple. Teachers that are flipping their classroom, so those teachers that are concentrating on doing more homework in the classroom and helping their students out, the tablet becomes a indispensable product, right? It's a great way to learn. It's inexpensive. You can take it home with you. You can travel with it. So it's just a really nice tool to use.
So the connectivity for your tablets, are they mostly Bluetooth or do they connect like via the way?
We have both. So we have products that are wired. And then, for example, the one by Wacom tablet is a wired product. So you're using that with a USB connection, but the Intuos small does have Bluetooth capability. So you don't need to have that wired. And another big benefit for a lot of teachers is the ability to walk around the classroom while teaching. So they can control their computer, they can hand the tablet off to a student if they want to have them demonstrate a problem that's being solved, for example. So it's a nice little device in order to do that. So it's cool to use.
And you mentioned that there were some elite schools who use your products. How are they using your products currently today? And then how would you guys like to see other schools use your product?
Yeah, some of the specialty schools, they're teaching some pretty high-end stuff. Like they're gearing students up to become professionals. And as I said, animation, illustration, industrial design, game development. So all those disciplines require expertise of using a pen tablet or an interactive pen display. And many of the students that go on to be a professional are going to be using our stuff in a professional environment. So it's important that they get hands-on experience in the classroom using the various software packages that they're going to use, be it Photoshop or Maya or Mudbox or ZBrush or whatever, all the pressure-sensitive apps that go with a Wacom display or a tablet are important to get really good at. And that's what we're teaching in all these classrooms. Where it goes from here, yeah, the sky's the limit. We will continue to build devices that get better, more sensitive, easier to use. And yeah, you'll just continue to see great stuff from Wacom.
Yes. So I just want to share a little bit about myself. I am actually a high school principal. And one of the things that we're tasked with in the state of Texas is to build out and encourage our career and technology programs. And so as close as we can get to the industry for our CTE programs, the better it is. And so what I'm hearing is that those people who are in the industry who are doing video production, because one of the things my school is graded on is how many industry standard certificates that our students can get. And so when we are certifying in Adobe products, those type of products, then it is a really good thing for me to look into Wacom and the products that they have, because the students may be using that in industry.
Correct. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. If you travel to any schools, or even if you go to any large studios, like if you were to visit Disney or Pixar or Warner Brothers, if you were to go to any automotive manufacturer from Ford, BMW, Audi, anybody, if you were going to a shoe manufacturer from New Balance, Adidas, Nike, you'll all find them building their concepts and designs on Wacom material. It's a really exciting thing for us to see that, and we're proud of that. We're proud of the heritage and legacy we've built in the industry.
Yeah. And I know now it's a new thing that Google has a stylus that goes with it. I know Samsung has one and Apple has one. So and a couple of years ago when I was in the classroom, a Wacom tablet, I think I still got it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that. So the Samsung Pen is actually technology of ours.
Wow.
Yeah. Wacom builds the Samsung Pen. Obviously, Apple doesn't do that. Apple is proprietary technology. So they've built their own. There's lots of examples of what we do in the OEM space too, from Sony to Toshiba to Fujitsu, HP, Dell. They all at some point or other, or even currently, have had a Wacom Pen on their devices.
That's really good to know. So is there anything that I didn't ask you about your products that maybe you want to share right now?
No, not really. I think you pretty much covered it. And I hope this has been beneficial to people that are listening. One of the things I should, again, reiterate is just the ability that Wacom has to work with any computer. I think that makes us a special company in that we can work with PC, Mac, or Chromebook. And that's pretty cool. You don't find too many technologies that can do that. And we're proud of that fact and happy to serve the education market from here till eternity.
Yeah, we love that. In education, we call that device agnostic. And
Yes.
So if you are an administrator or a person who's listening, I think that this is a really good tool. It's beneficial because it works with all devices. And it's one thing that we hate in education is spending money on things that we have to keep purchasing. And your devices are durable. I think it's a really good thing for students and teachers to have this product in their hands working and creating.
Yeah, absolutely. We totally agree with you, William. You couldn't have said it any better.
All right. So where can our listening audience find your products, Wacom, and where can they find you if they have any more questions to reach out?
First of all, for purchasing our products, you can always go to the Wacom e-store. That's one way to get our products. You can also visit Amazon. Amazon is a very good customer of ours. If you want to touch and experience our products, there's lots of places you can go. Best Buy, Walmart, Staples, some other retailers as well. If you're in the New York City area, you can go to B&H on 34th Street and 9th Avenue. There's lots of cool places that you can go to experience Wacom products. And then if you're interested in learning more, you can always go to www.wacom.com, and we have tons of literature and videos explaining our products, and it's a good site.
Doug, so thank you very much for coming back on the show. And our power didn't go out this time, so that's a good thing.
That's right. I love it. Thanks. Yeah, it's been great talking with you, William. You have a great summer, and hope we get to meet you someday.
Oh yeah, man. We'll be in touch. I'm pretty sure I have some products that needs to be replaced because they haven't been bought in the last 15 years. So I'm pretty sure that we'll be talking some kind of way.
We'd love to team up with you.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
All right, you take care.
Welcome back, Flipboard Fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I am an award-winning podcast host and high school principal who is passionate about building capacity in educators. In this podcast, I want to hear from educators who are innovating and inspiring other educators and find out how they're using technology to personalize learning for each student. I love to discover new ways to use video, audio, social media, and more in instruction, and then share those ideas with you on the Flipboard EDU podcast. I believe that sharing and learning new techniques for flipping classrooms are vital to personalized learning and presents opportunities for our students post-pandemic. With this podcast, you can get inspired by real stories of educators who are using technology and pedagogy in creative ways to improve their teaching and learning for their students. So like we always do at this time, let's collaborate, communicate, and educate with the best educators in the world right here on Flipboard EDU Podcast. Welcome back, Flipboard fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I have another amazing guest here today. my main man, Dean Gainey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Coach Jeffrey. Pleasure to be here.
So a lot of people know who you are, but tell our listening audience a little bit more about yourself.
I'm a 17-year classroom teacher. I have experience in many different schools, many different classrooms. I teach ELA as well as drama. I'm also an author, singer, songwriter, veteran of the Air Force, many different things. And I bring all that together to be the best version of myself.
Hey, Dean. I see you're really involved with the spaces here. I know that you're also an author. So first, let's talk about spaces. How can it be used in the classroom and what it is? And then let's talk about your book.
First of all, I'm so excited that I happened upon Spaces. I heard about it probably about 5 months ago. And then at FETC, got a little bit of an in-depth look at what Spaces had to offer. And I said to myself, well, you know what? I'm going to try it out and get in and learn about it. And lo and behold, I started using that with my students. I switched over for what I had and noticed there was a tremendous improvement or increase in engagement, increase in students being able to self-reflect and evaluate and to really focus on the whole growth aspect of things, because really that's truly what we want our students to be doing anyway. And so it transformed our classroom. So I'm excited about that and excited to be able to talk about Spaces more and be able to engage other people in why Spaces is so important. And speaking of Spaces, I recently wrote a play that at the time I had no idea that I was going to be integrating that into the idea of what Spaces has to offer, but I wrote a play called Diversity. It's not just about you, it's about us. And so thinking about how we have this power individually, our unique talents, traits, abilities, and how we play a role in a bigger puzzle, right? We all have something to offer, but when we put that together, when we come together and realize that there is a power in what we do together, it's so much stronger. There's so much more that could happen. The unexpected can happen, right? Because we're doing this together. So there is a lesson plan that I created that goes along with this, and it integrates the idea of spaces, right? We think about engagement. We think about being able to be in a space where we can have those deep and meaningful conversations and asking questions and digging deeper and really taking students from just being content consumer to content sharer. So consumer to seeker to creator to sharer. And so I think about all of that when it comes to spaces. I also think about that when it comes to this, because we have conversations that we can have that will bring us closer, that will help us to understand that we play a role in a bigger puzzle. And I'll just throw out as well, Journey to the YNU, definitely EduMatch. Shout out to EduMatch, published that through them. And it has more value today, I think, than the day that it was written. Definitely excited about both of those, and they are available to get those on Amazon if you desire to go and purchase those.
Why is your book more relevant now than it was back in 2018?
You know, so when you think about like life and the obstacles that you face, whether it's as an educator or as a human, the things that we go through, sometimes it's easy to look at that thing that you're facing as a negative. It's easy to look at that obstacle as insurmountable. My life is thinking the worst. But the truth is, inside of every negative, inside of every obstacle, there's something positive in it. And so it flips the script from, wow, this is awful, to, okay, what's in that obstacle for me? What is something in there that I can take away and learn and grow and really truly be the best version of myself? I don't look at obstacles the same way that I used to. I realize that they make me better. They make me better. And so I'm not the same person I was even yesterday.
Man, that was deep, man. That was really deep. So where can our listening audience find you at on social media?
Absolutely. I am on Twitter at Dean, DENE _Gainey. I am also on Instagram. And then you could also contact me on my website, deangainey.com.